Good evening and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you're feeling like you don't want to talk, you can just remain silent. That's also okay. Be a lurker. It's okay. Jam is here. Welcome, Jam. Happy to have you here. We are in the intro portion of the stream. Ghost Valve's here. Hello, Ghost Valve. Where I say hi to people that write things into chat or use my emotes. That is the intro portion of said stream. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here as always. Yeah, if you came in because you gave me a follow in the past couple days, I had a little jump in followers, which is very nice. Or little less than 1,800 followers. We used to be at 1,800 followers, and then I think, naturally you do lose them on occasion. You don't really lose followers too much because there's no, it doesn't hurt you to follow a bunch of people you don't end up watching. But also some accounts got deleted, which is great because I don't want those people following me anyway. We're still at 1,790 followers, which is fun. Would like to get to 2,000 followers. Doesn't really mean anything, as I said, because there's no real, unless you pin somebody, it's you might not even get the notification that I went live if you're following me. So, that is what it is. I'm hoping a few more friends. Aristfan's here, speaking of a few more friends. Aristfan's here, happy to have you here. This might be a chill Thursday. Also, we just could jump in by 20 subscribers an hour from now, because I'm not saying Puppet Jared, a.k.a. Jake Young, is always going to raid, but he does raid quite a bit, which rules. Jake also streams on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so we don't get those YouTube followers, but that's okay. Should also say, I occasionally do call him Jake. I try to call him Puppet Jared, and I maybe I should explain that, because he might raid tonight. I don't know. Jake Young is a stand-up comedian and writer who is very funny and very cool. He worked for Dog's Age at College Humor, specifically in Dorkly, and he created a character named Puppet Jared, or Jared. Jared was a puppet, an actual puppet that he did the voice for, along with Tony, whose last name I can't remember, over for College Humor / Dorkly. And then pretty recently, there was a comic. There was an actual comic for Dropout had a Jared comic, and now Jared is a VTuber. That is, hey Lord Crash, that is Jake Young's VTuber persona is Jared. And what I find very fun is that sometimes Puppet Jared does research for Jake. Because Jake has a podcast called Wizard and the Bruiser, and they do cartoon wrap-ups of old weird cartoons. And so sometimes he'll do research for that podcast. So he's not really being oh, I'm Jared, who's that Jake Young guy you keep talking about. He's not doing a full persona, but he is doing a character. It's weird because it's not a full thing. Because when we go and hang out, sometimes we'll raid some people who have personas, but they don't do it all the time. They are not VTubers by trade. They just have a VTuber persona they use on occasion, and it's just that's weird. Well, I guess, I don't know. It'd be honestly, if on Wednesdays I played video games, but not as me, Pat Bear, playing video games. I did it as a character. And, I could do that. It would be weird. I could do that. Or, people that are doing that GTA RP thing, the role-playing GTA server thing, that are always in character in it, but then have to break character and be thanks for subscribing. And then they'll, get back into their character to chat with people in the world. And it's it's kind of cool because I'm presenting Pat Bear, the streamer, which is me. Pat Bear, the streamer, is Pat Bear, the person, but who is excited right now. Whereas maybe let's say 8 minutes ago, 11, 12, 15 minutes ago, I was good, but I wasn't as I am in this very moment. Part of that is because I'm happy to be here in a chat with all of you. Lord Crashton says Mick Foley, Mankind, Dude Love, etc. Yeah. The faces of Foley. Mick Foley among the faces of Foley isn't the real Mick Foley. It is the wrestler version of Mick Foley. It is a weird thing. Because like the fourth face of Foley is like it's Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind, but the fourth face is kind of Mick Foley, but also Mick Foley is kind of just what Mankind became. It's a whole thing, but this is different. I'm in presenter mode. I'm in host mode. I'm in streamer mode. And for some people, it's easier to be a character. There are people that do stuff in character all the time. There are drag queens and just people putting on personas and characters that are not just them at 11, that are full blown character work. And to those people, that's impressive. And the VTubers are a persona. Now, sometimes the VTuber persona is just, it's me, but you can't see me. Like, my friend Rara. We raid Vectroid for some of the weirdest fucking shit in the world that Rara gets up to. Vectroid, aka Rara, is doing some weird shit. But she's using the VTuber persona to do that weird shit. But it's just Rara. Whereas, like, I don't know, any of the Gunpla VTubers that I know are generally playing some sort of persona. They're playing around with it. They're playing a character. They're embodying somebody. And I don't know. I find that interesting. I have wondered about, like, not necessarily getting the VTube thing, because, like, I can get that shit sorted. I could pay someone to come up with some art and I could come up with a character, and I could have a virtual persona. I could also just make Pat Bear. I could just have somebody like take existing art of me and make a VTuber Pat. I could do that. I think I'm more interested in like character work. We did do that Smack Talk Showdown stream where I interviewed people and gave them character personas based on the cards, and I was kind of adopting an announcer persona. And that's probably the closest I've ever been on stream. Got a stream from the boiler room. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I like the part I like most about... Okay, there's two things I really like about streaming. One is it's an excuse for me to build model kits, which I love doing. And two, I really do like having a conversation with people and being me turned up a notch, me plus 10%. I do genuinely like that. Conveying my thoughts on everything from video games to anime to current events, building a model kit, all that stuff. I like that very much. Last Work says you could be an Apex Legend character. They just released some free models. There you go. I could be an Apex Legend character. I wouldn't, because that's not, even if it's free models that exist out there, if I start making money, at some point, they could just be like, hey. And I'd be like, yeah, I don't own the rights to this. I can't make merch with this character's face on it. But to play around in VR chat as an Apex character is kind of fun. All right, I'm going to reply to my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. We're going to get into model kit building. I didn't necessarily expect to talk about that, but I do talk about streaming a lot. I do have a question about that for my Q&A, my Patreon-only Q&A that happens every month. So I might repeat some of what I just said there in that. So we have the Alus Earthree. The Earthree right here is a core. We have the core here. We've built the Earthree before, but this is the evil main villain version of it from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. So it is in cool black and purple colors and looks like a Decepticon. This just looks like a robot form of a cool Decepticon that we will be, putting blue armor on. We haven't put a spot of blue on this kit. It's coming. We're gonna build the weapons next. We could have built them. We could have maybe squeezed them in on Monday, but we didn't get to it. But we're gonna build the weapons, which will include it's A and C and a couple stickers, and then we'll put the weapons on it, and then we'll start putting armor on this thing. I saw that there was a Thirsty Suitors demo on Steam. Yeah. Watching the real world, Thirsty Suitors has some skateboarding in it, various other things, and they use some practical video in order to recreate that. And they're very good TikToks of that stuff. Very good videos of that. But Thirsty Suitors does look cool. I have not checked out the demo for that, but I probably will this weekend because it does look cool. And I like the idea. Other things we can talk about tonight. So, virtual reality. I have never owned... that's not true. For a little while, I had one of those, like... It wasn't a Quest. It wasn't like anything like that. It was a adapter for your cell phone that, like, did VR. So you could do VR through your cell phone with this, and then like put the phone in the thing and then adjust and all that. I had that. That was from a friend I borrowed for a long time. He let me borrow it so that I could, he could send me games and I could give my thoughts on those games. So that was fine. That's the only VR I've ever really had. And it wasn't, complete, didn't work for everything. But I did have that. All right, so C21. Got to put a sticker on this gun, and then we'll panel on the gun. So I did have that, but that's the only thing. So I don't own a headset. I have no interest necessarily in owning a VR headset. There are VR headsets where I can wear my glasses, which would be necessary because my eyesight is fucking bad. So doing one without is bad. My experiences with VR have been friends letting me borrow their headsets. If I know ahead of time that there is a very good VR game at like a PAX, pre-pandemic certainly, I would go. Like I played one PAX. It was PAX East when it was still 3 days. That Friday I arrived and was told, okay, the show floor is opening in an hour, Pat. When it opens, you got to go down to the tabletop section, indie tabletop, within the indie mega booth, because there was no good place to put this, but there's a VR game in indie mega booth that's in the indie tabletop called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, and one person's VR and one person isn't, and it's a bomb defusal game. You got to play that shit. So I was the second person at a convention to play that game, and it kicked ass, obviously, but I would never do VR like the third day of a con, especially now. But then, forget it. But I haven't had a lot of VR stuff. Like I've never worn a Quest. I've never put a Vive headset on. I've never tried out PlayStation VR. I haven't had much experience with it, right? So the idea that Meta, Facebook, is going to raise the price in just a couple of days on the Quest 2 is baffling. Now, I kind of understand what's happening here. It's not that like it doesn't make sense from a business standpoint to raise the price of a technology that you were severely undercutting and trying to undercut it less. Like they're still undercutting it, but try to do less. But a 2-year-old product going up in price is kind of ridiculous until you realize that Facebook is constantly losing money right now that they never thought was going to go away, which is very funny for when you think about all the businesses that lost money depending on Facebook. But there's a privacy update that came out pretty recently for iOS where you can just be like, don't send data to third parties or make them ask me to send data. And Facebook has just lost a bunch of fucking money because of that. Not that I'm mad about that or sad for them, but it is true that they've just lost a ton of money. So it makes sense to me that having lost all that money, that they would be like, hey, what division in Meta makes no goddamn money and constantly loses us money? Oh, Quest stuff, the whatever labs whatever they call it. It starts with an R. I can't remember. Fine, increase the price. And it's like, is this a good idea? Well, no, it's not a good idea. But is it happening? Yeah, it's happening. Again, it's not a smart plan. It feels weird to be like, hey, this piece of technology that is now outdated because it's been out for 2 years? It costs more. Like, that feels wild to me. And I know that, people that are super into VR, that are evangelists for VR, are upset because that was the VR you could, tell people to get if they wanted to get into VR. You just had to be like, yeah, you got to have Facebook. But other than that, I do want to point out here, and let's see if we can get there. So I have put a sticker on this because this is replacing the hand. I am going to take this hand off and put this on here. So what they do is they have you put a sticker on here that's going to look like the armor, like it's the same color as the armor, to kind of make this appear to be a hand. So I just put a black sticker on this to fool you into thinking that from a distance, this is just part of the armor. And I think that's pretty clever. Oh, I should show that better. Sorry. I think that's pretty clever. I'll widen out, but I don't know. I like that. Because from a distance, you might not be able to tell that that's a black sticker. It might just look like, or dark blue sticker might look look like one piece. And I don't dislike that. As much as I don't like stickers in general, color correcting stickers, I think that's not bad. All right, so we got our weapons here. And we are going to take a photo of this with our weapons, because I like to have a photo of what this looks like and then what it looks like when we add in all the blue armor, because it will look different. So we are going to take a photo of that, and then we will continue on here. Gotta get my camera. There's my camera. Oh, down here. So yeah, if you have any thoughts on VR, or, you can put them in the chat. Hey, does anyone in chat own a VR headset? PSVR, Quest. You have the Oculus, from back in the day. You have Vive. Let me know. Lord Crescent has PSVR and loves it. Okay, well, great. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad somebody in chat has VR. All right, let me put this here. Sorry, I just got to take a photo of this with its weird arm. Oops, my hand was in the photo. So we'll do it like this. Yeah. There we go. That's what I want to take a photo of. That. Oops. Cool arm. There we go. Cool arm. I'm glad you enjoy it, Lord Crashington. Like I said, it's predominantly just because of my glasses, my need to have glasses, that I'm like, I don't know. Also, my roommate had a PlayStation 4, my old roommate, so I never had a PlayStation 4, so it didn't necessarily make sense. He didn't want it, and so I didn't purchase it. All right, so now we are going to start to get ready to make this thing different. So we're going to pull out these parts here. We're going to take the head off. We're going to flip these up. We are going to pull this forward and then down, straight, and then pull this back. This? No. How do you want these legs? Maybe like that. Oh, okay. Like that. Like that. Okay. All right. So we are now going to set this up so we can get ready to add armor to this thing. The worst part of doing a kit like this, these kind of core kits, is attaching the front skirt, because they kind of fit, but they don't really fit great. So these skirts are going to fall off constantly. And if I was going to display this kit, I would just glue them. I would liquid cement these in place so they didn't fall off, because they are going to fall off fairly regularly as we apply these parts on here. As we start adding other armor, this is going to be a failure point. Aristofan says, I haven't used PSVR in years. I played with my brother's Quest, but never pulled the trigger on it. No, okay, there you go. And Lasper says, I've got original model Oculus collecting dust in the closet. Yeah, that seems about right from what I know for people who also have original. All right, I gotta widen this out here. I am. There, that's better. That's a little easier there. You can kind of see what I'm doing, and then, yeah. All right, I like that. We'll get a little wider here. There's no reason to be that close up. But yeah, I never got into that because I want to. I don't know. I like them, but as a concept, I'm glad they exist. I'm glad we're getting into VR, but haven't really felt the need to dive into it. All right, so where does this sticker go? Here. Sticker goes here. Okay. Ooh, I like that. Purple sticker on blue. I don't dislike that. Even though, you know, if I had my way, there wouldn't be stickers, but what are you going to do? I'm supposed to be getting shipping information about this model kit, but I did get word from USA Gundam Store that I have another master grade coming. The Gundam HG Dark Hound. The Dark Hound master grade it was on back order. They got more of them somehow. That kit has like a white skull on it and like horns on its face, and it is like a jet black kit. It has like a hook gun, like a harpoon hook that shoots out, and a lance. It's very good, and wings. It's a great looking kit, and it ended up coming to like, hey, back order, you can get this thing. We're getting some in, and I was like, I guess I want that. And supposedly it'll be shipping soon. I should be getting tracking information tomorrow, and I'm excited for that. You know, some kits coming through here and there. I'm in a bit of a freeze because my freelancing is taking a hit this summer. Now, look, does my general freelance stuff go down in the summer? Yes. Is it going down more than it normally does? Also, yes. Am I hopeful that things will pick up in the fall? Yeah. Am I expecting there to be less in the fall than I normally have, and I have to, of course, now explore more avenues? Sure. I didn't explore more avenues for summer work in the spring because I didn't know I wouldn't have that work. Because ain't that the way? So right now, the stuff I'm talking to people about doing is for the fall. So hopefully I'll be set up a little bit better for the fall for some stuff. We're going to quickly hit this with a black marker here. There's not a lot to panel line, but we will hit the few spots there just to hit these with a little bit of black, kind of make this pop a little bit. We can hit it with an eraser, and then we can apply these things that are going to fall off anyway. But yeah, got a new kit coming. Again, I don't have shipping information from that, but it is just coming from Florida. So if it actually does ship out in a timely manner, it won't be long before I get it. All right, and then we got to put these on. Again, these things don't love to stay on, so I will not be surprised if these fall off pretty consistently. Because it's just like a little peg that goes in, that slots in. Yeah, these are always fucking annoying. Goes in. Goes in like this, right? Yeah. Yeah, these are kind of annoying to get on. So again, if I was going to display this kit, I might, once I got these set on, I might add a little bit of liquid cement just to kind of adhere them permanently. But I don't even think I'm going to display this, so I'm not going to bother. But if they keep falling off, I might have to. I might have to get some shit started on these. Anyway, we're now slowly adding blue to this, getting our colors together here, trying to make this into a thing. Oh, then on the back we can add some parts here. Oh, I got this out there. Other things we could talk about tonight. Let's see. Speaking of talking about VR and things that I wanted to chat with you about. I know that sometimes there are things about me that people are like, wait, what? Like, I'm a self-aware enough person to understand that. I get that. But this one, someone, speaking of freelance, somebody that I'm working with on a freelance basis, kind of mentioned something about energy drinks, because they also, we know each other through gaming stuff originally, and so they, we're talking about Jeff Gerstmann trying a bunch of drinks. They're like, oh yeah, I missed that stream, but I'm watching it on YouTube, and some of those drinks are actually pretty good. I don't know what Jeff's talking about. And I was like, oh, I don't know. He's like, oh yeah, you haven't tried any of them? And I'm like, oh no, I've never had an energy drink before. To which the person that I am doing some freelance stuff for was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I've never had an energy drink. I've drank soda before. Don't get me wrong. I've had sugary drinks, certainly. I've had drinks that have caffeine in them. Yes. But I've never had a Red Bull. I've never had a Rockstar. I've never had a Four Loko, either variant of the Four Loko. Arctic Sloth says, Pat, you're on the right path. Don't join us degenerates. First off, hi, Arctic Sloth. Happy to have you here. Thanks for watching and chatting. Look, I'm a degenerate in many other ways. You know me, your source for anime, wrestling, and video game hot takes. And occasional comic hot takes, but I'm less into comics as I used to be, because I don't have anyone really in my life super into comics that I talk to on a regular. If I did, I would be reading more comics to be able to talk to them about the thing they love. But you know me, I'm certainly not like out there doing my thing in saying like, hey, what's up with these, energy drink freaks? They're too expensive for what they are, but the right flavor can be nice. Yeah, I just never have. Here's the thing. The only times I've ever been interested in doing it has been when I'm very tired because I was working a marathon, like a long shifts during a long weekend of work. But that felt like a bad place to try out an energy drink. It felt like I would need to do it just on a day. Like, hey, it's a Tuesday. I'm not working. I'm gonna try an energy drink. That's kind of what it needs to be. But it never came up. And then I was like, I just don't want to find out that I'm my heart can't take it or whatever, because that's certainly a possibility. I just didn't want to find out that's a no-go for me. Starbucks double shot are good. Yeah, I have drank coffee. I don't regularly drink coffee. I do know what coffee tastes like. I have had coffee, but I never really liked coffee, and I didn't need it enough. Hey, I only went to college for a year. Guess what? I didn't schedule any morning classes. So I never had to drink a bunch of coffee to get up early to go to work or to go to class. So that never came up. I occasionally am very tired in the morning, especially when I was doing random jobs or going to a film shoot or something and I had to be up really early after working really late. And I was either just tired or just got a full can of Coke, because I am not one of those people that can't drink soda in the morning. I could definitely drink soda in the morning. And so I would just drink that. That would be my caffeine. Would be a caffeinated beverage like that. Just yeah, let me get a can of Coke, get that sugar, get that caffeine, ready to go. I've enjoyed tea-flavored energy drinks lately. Okay, says Arctic Sloth. And Lord Crash has never had coffee. Look, I'm not going to say hey, you should get into coffee. I will say that people who are super into coffee, I think I don't find annoying. I'll say that. Shout out to Serge Yeager for Loading Ready Run and Coffee Connoisseur. I think that's cool. Like, I think that's very neat that that is a thing that he is into. I'm never going to knock people for being into a thing. It's not my thing, but like, and I have like no grand connection to that thing, but like, yeah, you're really into coffee. That's what gets you, that's what grinds your gears. Then go for it. Enjoy your coffee. I got a panel on the inside of this, right? Because we might see it. We might see it. I'll panel on the inside anyway. I'll just do like some of the outside parts here because we might see it. I'm not going to get too deep into this because I think it'll be mostly covered. But I'll just do some things here. But yeah, I just have never had an energy drink. I have no plans in the near future. Maybe if I start working weird hours, like every once in a while, every once in a while, I get a request. One of my freelance gigs that still exists and has not faded away is doing customer service, and they do have some international folks. Here's the thing: some of those international folks that do it are situated in Russia, and they have continued to work for this company. But there is always the chance that that might change, and so every once in a while. Somebody on the relief team, which is me, we just sub in. We just sub for people. We're not contracted. We're just freelance subbers. We sometimes get requests for that one of those shifts. And I've never taken one of them. But someday I might. And so maybe I would need some caffeine where I would have to just like be ready for it and like stay up because I was like not going to sleep in the afternoon to wake up at night to work. And instead I would just like power through and then do other stuff the next day. Like that experience may happen for me. I'm not necessarily saying it's going to in the immediate future, but it could. And maybe then I will get into it. Must be nice to not have sickness. I'll panel line inner frame bits I know are going to be covered up. Last Brook, yeah, like I don't worry about that. That's why I don't panel line on the sprue, and I don't panel line as the pieces come off. Also, because sometimes you want to panel line where they connect. That's why because I don't care about that. Like I didn't panel line the underside here because you're not going to see these parts here, the flaps up. Maybe if I was doing this at my own pace on my own time, I would. But since this is your time, I'd rather just move on. I'd rather just build the legs for this kit. Lord Cratchit says, I've never had issues waking up and being good to go, so I don't think coffee is for me. There you go, Lord Cratchit. And in fact, you might end up making it a dependency where you do need that to go and you didn't before. But, you know, as your metabolism changes as you get older, you might suddenly find yourself needing a little pick-me-up, needing a little boost. But yeah, I've never done one of the energy, the 5-hour energy or any of that. That shit does feel, to me, an energy drink feels like, yeah, I'm gonna have this. This is my drink, and it's got a lot of caffeine and whatever. But the little energy drink shots definitely make me go like, that doesn't seem like a thing I should do. But I don't know. Who knows? I may change someday. Look, here's the thing. If I ever have an energy drink, I'll let you know. But I don't expect that I will. But I have tried things that I never thought I would try before, and I've liked them. I just had asparagus like this month of July. I had asparagus for the first time in 20 years. I liked that asparagus. I liked the asparagus. I thought that tasted pretty damn good. Got it at a restaurant. It might be bad if I made it myself, but I was like, all right, I guess I like asparagus. Okay. Good to know, Pat. You learn about yourself, your damn self. This is a quick hit. I don't have anything really to say about this. There have been layoffs at Vox Media, and that sucks because they were called preemptive layoffs because the recession is probably coming. And so we're going to lay people off before we have to lay them off because of the recession, which is just like, sure. A big name from in my little corner of the world is Jenna Stober. from Polygon up until now, 4.5 years at Polygon. Jenna has produced a lot of good video for them. And now there is one video producer that I like there. There's only like 4 anyway, or 3 anyway now, because it's not like they added new people really to making those videos and being talking heads in those videos. But it's just like, well, I hope Patrick gets to make some cool shit. But yeah, feels like a big mistake, but maybe Polygon is moving away from all kinds of video content. I would have to imagine they must be moving away from all of it, but it's certainly video essays and fun, cool shit, because that seems to be the trend. But that sucks, because Jenna is great. Just the idea of, like, laying people off, like, also, there are people that want to use this as a way to say that unions don't work because Vox Media has a union, and Jenna still got laid off. To which I say, unions don't prevent layoffs. Unions make sure you have a severance when you get laid off. Maybe there's some unions out there that can really fight for that shit, but at the very least, Jenna has some kind of safety net. I don't know how long it is. I haven't read her fucking contract. I don't know. But she has, like, some sort of, like, a little bit of clearance, which is great. You want that. You want there to be that. But I don't think this is the last one. If you follow larger websites, I think you will start seeing this more and more. And that's not great, obviously. That is a bummer. But yeah, if you follow some major sites, you might start seeing cost-cutting measures. You might start seeing new people that you like. Like, obviously, new people that you like will suddenly get more responsibilities because the older people that you like, or the people that have been around longer that you like, will be, laid off because it's cheaper to, get rid of people because that have been around for a while, and then bring in people that have not. Sucks. So yeah, this is going to be the first of it. But the preemptive layoff just sounds fucking gross. And as Pat Gill so eloquently put, I'm going to see if I can find it. I want to actually read what Pat wrote a bunch of stuff, but I won't get too far into the weeds of it. Did I retweet Pat? I thought I retweeted Pat. Yes. I hope that before I leave this worm-ridden earth, we find a way to make shit roll uphill, which I just think is fantastic. And he did follow up with, to stop being cryptic and silly for a moment, what I'm saying is that in every corporation doing recession downsizing, there is an upper crust of leaders, in quotation marks, who have a lot of fucking money and property and will not suffer from the recession in any meaningful way. And the problem is wealth and power inequality, and which I agree with. I agree with Mr. Pat Gill on that particular issue of, a lot of people are going to get laid off. You know who's not going to be in trouble about that? People in upper management are not going to feel anything from this. They will face no consequences. Corporations are bad for workers. Yeah, Lord Crescent, very much are. They very much are. And it fucking sucks. But yeah. It's bad. It's very bad. But like I said, I'd have a lot to say about that. I was just like, oh, it's a real bummer. Hey, you know what? What isn't a real bummer? If I can make this awkward transition happen, I will try to make this awkward transition happen. You know what isn't a real bummer? Multiverses. Multiverses is not a fucking bummer. That's a fun video game that I have been playing that I will be talking to you about right now. So it's a platform fighter. It is a Smash-like. It is like a weird mismatch of properties fighting each other. So you could have hey, Batman and Robin have appeared on Scooby-Doo. So Scooby and Batman fighting against each other, not actually that weird. LeBron James, as voiced by a voice actor and not voiced by LeBron James, is weird that LeBron James is in there. Having a representative of Game of Thrones is weird. Adventure Time and Steven Universe in there, sure, that's great. This is a fun fact, folks. This is an open beta right now, so you can just get in there. And it's going to be open beta. It's basically a soft launch because you can spend money in the game. I don't recommend it. I haven't spent any money in the game, but you can, if you want to, spend money in the game to unlock characters, because there'll be a rotation of free characters, and then you can unlock those by earning credits or also with just money to get the things you need to permanently unlock them if you wanted to go that route. Obviously, any character that's free, more likely you're going to run into kids that are not good at the video game right now. But especially if they are picking Adventure Time or Steven Universe characters, there's my pro tip for you. They don't necessarily know how these games work. So have fun in that. I have been playing... I'm a Batman main myself, but I have found that it is irresistible to me to throw sandwiches at people. So I have been playing... Yeah, I'm a Batman, indeed. I have been checking out the good word of Shaggy, because Shaggy does throw sandwiches, and I like that. Now, I have not gotten into the 2-on-2 play. I hear that Velma is a fantastic support character. Not great on your own, but if you're in a team, you can ease away from the fight and change the battlefield in many ways. Apparently, Velma is a great support class. They nerfed Taz. I have never played as Taz. I am happy they nerfed Taz. I did not see pre-nerf Taz, but I do know that it made some people fucking pissed off at what they fucking did to Taz, and that makes me happy because it's so early in this game's life cycle to have strong opinions about the meta. But yeah, most children, I can only imagine, are picking Steven Universe and Adventure Time, and it is very fun to win games. Look, I'm a week away from being bottom tier in this game. I'm not good at it. I just have some knowledge from Smash. But at a certain point, I'm just going to never win again. So I am enjoying the moments where I can. I might get in some 2-on-2 this weekend. I believe a couple of my gaming crew are checking it out. So I might be able to get in there. Maybe I'll try out some Velma and try out being a support. That might be fun. I don't know. But I got to beat those children. Indeed. I saw Jeff play it and I was like, oh, I don't hate this. I don't hate this game. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. Again, I do not hate it. I don't dislike it. It was a fun little time. Also, a free to play. I'll take a free game. I'll tell you today, I got more wins in Multiverse than I did in Hearthstone because I went 7-1 in Hearthstone, and that 1 was my first game. So it was 1 win and then 7 losses in a row in Hearthstone, and I didn't uninstall. But I did contemplate a world where I don't play Hearthstone anymore because it was rough. I don't like Smash Bros. Mostly because of the community, but I'll check out Multiverse out this weekend. Yeah, I'd say try it out. I never played the Nickelodeon one that people said was actually really good, but I never checked it out. But I liked Smash. Here's the thing. I've never played Smash Brothers out at like in a community event. I've never played it at a tournament. I have played it at I have played it in my own house, and I have played it at Chris Kohler's house and our friend Matt's house. Like that's Smash Brothers. You know what Smash Brothers is? We're playing in Nick's basement, and I think I'm gonna play pool for a little while because I keep losing in Smash Brothers, and I'm getting mad about it. All right, and then like my friend Jeremy was moving to LA, so he started doing like he knew like 6 months in advance, so he started doing like weekend Smash Brothers for Ultimate, where he would just invite people over to play Smash and hang out. And I did that for like several weeks. And we would order pizza. And he was just like, yeah, this is a good way for me to invite people over that I won't see when I move. And then he ended up not moving right away. But it was very funny that he still was like, oh, no, I'm going to stop doing this. I did enough of it. But that's Smash to me. So, like, I understand the basics. I was never good at it. Never wanted to be competitive. I never played it online against randoms. But it's fun and silly, and sometimes you get to do wild stuff. And I don't know, I'm enjoying it. And again, free. So I would say give it a shot. If there's something about it that, like, any thoughts that it might be something that appeals to you, I would say give it a go. See if this is a game that does it for you. All right, let's get the leg armor here. Working on this. We will take a pause for the cause. Imagine if Smash had voice chat. No. I mean, I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't use it because I don't use voice chat in things, random voice chat. But if I end up playing with friends, we'll jump on a Discord call or whatever, in there. Did you talk about, says Arctic Sloth, the ridiculous request by Bandai Namco for consumers to not spoil Digimon Survive? What are they going to do? Send Copmon after me? So, Bandai Namco is still a Japanese company. They, like, Atlus was going after streamers to not stream Persona 5 because before it came out officially in the US, even though it had been out in Japan. Atlus does that a lot. Japanese companies still think that the internet is just for thieves, and certainly it is for thieves. But they think it's primarily for thieves. So it is a ridiculous request, but there are still people in that industry that do think that everyone plays by magazine rules. Because there's still some Japanese magazines. Like, yeah. It is ridiculous. I didn't talk about that, Artsoft, but it is like, come on. Thieves and ne'er-do-wells. Yeah. Look, I don't like to be spoiled either, but, like, people are going to talk about a video game. Like, if you, like, that's what muted words are. That you want to do that on your accounts. And you want to make sure you're not like, look, I wish that people did a better job of policing themselves so that in a perfect world, in a perfect world, it should not be my responsibility to make sure that no one ruins things for me. It should be the responsibility on me. My responsibility should be to either not put those things out of some obligation, or to make it very clear, hey, I'm going to be doing that. So, like, when we raid Lunar Jade, when we raid my friend Heather, sometimes Heather, like, this was like 6 months, 3-4 months ago, Heather was like, hey, I'm at the end of, thanks for raiding, I'm at the end of Hades. So if you don't want to be spoiled by the end of Hades, get out of here. We rated Mary Kish playing, I think that was Mary Kish. We rated somebody playing Tunic who was just like, hey, I'm towards the end of Tunic. Maybe you don't want to be here for that. Like, that rules. So, but also, common sense, the day that Tunic came out, I wasn't going to watch streamers play Tunic. Especially like 6 hours after the game came out. I wasn't going to be like, let's check in on some Tunic streamers and see what's going on with the, oh no, they solved a puzzle I haven't seen before. The media also does a good job of spoiling stuff as soon as the thing comes out for SEO clout. Yes. You want to get website search results. You want people to go to the thing. So you're going to write you're going to, even if you don't, if you don't write the spoiler in the name of the article, you are still putting the spoiler in the website, like, address of said article, so that those words show up in the crawl and people will, get it if they are searching for that. Because there are plenty of people who are like, I don't want to, before I watch this episode, I want to read about all of the Easter eggs in this episode of television so that when I watch this episode, I can feel smart for seeing them and I know what they are. So I am going to Google, episode 4 The Boys Easter eggs, and I will read the Decider article about that. I'm not picking out the Decider. That's just probably going to be high up on the list of results. I have friends at the Decider. But that is part of their bread and butter, is that kind of stuff. But yes, so like, you have to be a vanguard about those things, right? Especially like the Netflix of it all, right? So if a show gets dumped, all the episodes get dumped. Like, not even like 4, even like, what's it? Even like 3 episodes get dumped, right? There are people who will watch the last 5 minutes of the third thing so that you can take a screen cap of it and post it on Twitter with like a reference so that like they're the first ones to have that reference. And it's just like, you didn't watch any of this. Now, did I watched the first episode of Cowboy Bebop, the live action Cowboy Bebop, and then I watched the last couple minutes of the last episode of it because people were like, hey, this cameo is fucking weird as hell. Did they film this first and then they figured out the tone of the show? And I was like, well, I gotta watch that because I did not like the first episode, and I'd probably go back and watch some others. I didn't enjoy this episode, so I don't really care about this show, so I will go and watch the last episode. And so I did that, but I didn't know what the spoiler was. I just knew that there was a weird cameo, so I was aware of that. And I will say the first person I saw on social media that was talking about it was like, hey, I'm not going to say what this cameo was, but like, it's fucking weird as hell. And then I did see someone else being like, oh man, I wouldn't put this on my resume if I was this girl. And like, I was just like, oh, okay, that's a girl. Great. I can probably guess who that is. And then I went and watched it and I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just cleaning this up a little bit, cleaning our feet armor up a tad. And then we'll stick these on there. No panel lining needed on these feetsies. All right, so now we got our real like armor legs on our core, and then we gotta shove them in here. So we're just going to pop this piece. You can see there's a little tab right there. Goes in the bottom there. I've done this before. Hopefully this will not be a problem. I can take this leg off if I got to. So we'll just get that in there. There. This sometimes is annoying getting these to go in. There, that worked. And then you just push the feet in the back there because we are going to put a piece of blue on the back of this leg in a minute. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm not here to defend people that make a living spoiling stuff. I understand that they got to they got jobs. They work in media websites. They got to talk about stuff. Um, there are people that want that shit, that want to know. They're like, I don't want to know if the show is good. I want to know what happens in it. So I'm going to go and read that, you know. But then there are also people who are just like, I can't wait any time to talk about to make my good joke about this thing. So I'm going to post this as soon as possible. Like, I started seeing memes of Running Up the Hill before I knew that it was Stranger Things related. And part of that was just people being like, oh shit, I forgot about how good this goddamn song is. And other people being like, hey, what's this goddamn song? It's so good. But it was the thing where I was like, it took a while before it made sense in my brain that, oh, this song was featured in a Stranger Things episode that I have not seen. Now I understand why people are talking about this Kate Bush song. And I also understand why olds are saying, how dare children not know about how great Kate Bush is? And then the nicer version of that, I'm so excited that a generation is going to like look on YouTube or Spotify and learn more about Kate Bush maybe. Because the young don't need to know about everything. There are plenty of olds that don't know about Kate Bush, you motherfuckers. That's a separate thing. Kate Bush wasn't a big star in the U.S. back then. Yes, but that song did break through and was popular. So even though she was not a household name, Kate Bush, and you know, yes, to be fair, Kate Bush does make waves later than the time period that the show was set in. Certainly, they did not pick a song. They picked a song that was a good vibe that fit culturally, but not a song that like hits, that you're like it's not Careless Whisper, which doesn't necessarily work for that, but like you're like, oh yeah, Careless Whisper. That's not the right, maybe not even the right year, but like tonally, it's a great song for the moment, and it's like, yeah, I don't care. Like I don't look. That's a show where there's like an evil upside down world. I don't give a shit that if a song doesn't fit right. It's a good tonal vibe, and so I like it. That Kate Bush Stranger Things is similar to Bohemian Rhapsody. Yes, Harold. Also, hi Harold. Happy to have you here as always, my friend. That's a good point. Yeah, like Bohemian Rhapsody in Wayne's World is such a great iconic scene that people are just like, oh yeah, Queen. I kind of know about Queen. I know my mom. Like it's one of those things where it's like there's a generation of folks out there that Queen is that one not VHS, that one mixed, not mixed CD, but that one cassette of Best of Queen, or the CD, one of the many CDs of the Best of Queen. Like to a lot of there was a generation that was just like the one CD your mom owns because somebody got it for her and they're like, hey, CDs are big now. Here's the Best of Queen for you. And you're like, that's what Queen is to you. And then you see Bohemian Rhapsody, the Bohemian Rhapsody scene, and you're like, oh, wait, this is fucking good. This is cool and weird. What else do they got? And they're like, Fat Bottom Girls? Sure. Bicycle? Okay. Who Wants to Live Forever? Oh. The breakdown in Who Wants to Live, the a cappella breakdown in Who Wants to Live Forever, and when it's like, and we will live forever. Oh my God. Like, oh shit, Queen. Okay. I didn't know We Will Rock You was attributed to anyone. I just thought it was a hockey song. Like, okay. Killer Queen, yeah. I Want It All is a fantastic song. Keep Yourself Alive is a beautiful anthem. Of like just like surviving. I think we should encourage people find cool things new to them and not crap all over them for doing so. I agree, Aristophan. That's what I said. A lot of it should be that thing of like, I'm very excited for the young people to discover how cool this thing that I know is cool is. And I think that should be the direction we go with that. That is unfortunately not always the direction we do go with those things, but I like that. I enjoy that. I just read that Brian May brought Freddie Mercury unfinished version of that scene, so we got to see it before he died. Ah, that's lovely. Proto Men led me to appreciating Death on Two Legs. There you go. Yeah. I mean, for a certain demographic of people, Proto Men is responsible for people understanding how good Total Eclipse of the Heart is. Not just their cover, but also the original. That song fucking kicks ass. And like, so there are some people who would just be like, oh, shit. I had no idea of this musician and this song. But yeah, sometimes a good cover can be a door to a whole world that you did not know. I'm always a proponent of a good cover. Sometimes covers are bad. And when they're bad, it's okay. I mean, there's a Smiths cover by Placebo that is beautiful. I can't remember what the cover is, what song it is, but it's beautiful. I forget what Smiths song it is that Placebo did a cover of, but I remember really liking it, but I haven't listened to Placebo in quite some time, so I apologize. Death on Two Legs in Rock Band Blitz. Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's all it is. It's just like, hey, I'm listening to this cover or this song in another medium, and now I want to explore what that is. Now I need to know now I want to become an expert in that one thing. And become an evangelist for a little while about this thing that I don't know enough about, but I can learn some about because it's cool. And also, friends, it's fun to learn new things. I have a whole goddamn part of my life. The thing that has tied all of my projects across all of the various platforms and medias and genres I have done is just like, hey, check this shit out. Hey, my tagline for everything I do should be like, I want you to see this. 404ing it is, I have a Tumblr full of great stuff. What if I made a stage show of my Tumblr? And then I'll invite friends to talk about the stuff they're interested in. And people were like, oh, is it like me promoting myself? And I'm like, if you want, but also if you just have like your favorite YouTube channel and you want to talk about your favorite YouTube channel. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah. And then like at the end, we could plug the thing you did. Like, that's what 404ing it is. This is just like, I like model kits. And also I want an excuse to talk about other things. Pat Bear's Anime Club is just me talking about anime that I like. And occasionally pet peeves, mostly just talking about anime that I like. Every fucking thing that I do, other than the direct comedy characters that I portray in some things, every other thing that is not me playing a character is me talking to you about things that I think are cool or that other people think are cool, and I'm excited that they think that those things are cool. That's my whole fucking thing. So if like 15-year-olds are listening to Kate Bush on Spotify, that fucking owns. I got no problem with that. If people are like, I've never heard of this song until Ska-Tune Network covered it. Great. Enjoy a plethora of songs in different genres and different styles that have all been covered as ska reggae or ska punk songs by Ska-Tune Network, and enjoy the wide world of music via covers that you've just enjoyed. Like, great. That's awesome. Rock Band was great for me learning about music I missed or didn't know the name of the song or band from randomly hearing on the radio as a kid. Yeah, that stuff is great. I like the one guy that covers songs in the style of Blink-182. Yes, and sometimes it's songs that you've heard, right? And sometimes it's not, and you're just like, what's that song? Maybe I need to listen to the first one to understand the context of this. And you're like, oh, yep, that's really good. That's cool. And you're like, what I need to hear right now is like Guar doing the weird, when the Onion was doing the thing where they had a bunch of artists cover other artists, and you're like, I just want to hear Guar cover a song. I don't care what they covered. Sure, they might be giants covered tub thumping. That's exactly what I want to hear. Uh, I don't know. It's all good and beautiful. Anyway, we have to take a pause for the cause. I have to stop building a model kit, which I did like 3 minutes ago. Anyway, if you are new to the stream, this is the part of what I'm doing here where I'm going to talk to you about various ways that you can support what I do, because I can't continue to do this without your support. And I've been able to do this for so long because of support of fine individuals. If you are currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat in the chat. Let the people know that subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do. If you are tier 2, you have the blue emote, like a wrist fan. All the things I'm going to talk about here are all optional. You don't have to do any of these, but it is helpful. I am currently at 34 out of 40 subscribers. Being at 40 subscribers means that I make enough money in a month to get a payout, and I can use that money to buy model kits. So it is important, so I will be pushing this on every stream, that I would like to get to 40 subscribers. So if you would like to become a subscriber, Cash Money, Prime Gaming Token, because you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, now's a great time to do that. If you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community, that would be great. Aristofan is at the top of the gift sub leaderboard. Aristofan has gifted 100 gifts in the lifetime of their recording how many gifts you've given. That is remarkable and ridiculous. Aristofan has done enough as far as gifting. But if you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community anonymously or to get credit, you could do that. Bits and coins are appreciated. That does help me out. And there are other ways to support what I do. Now, I'm not saying that joining my Patreon right now makes a lot of sense because they bill you at the first of the month and you'll get billed already. But if you definitely want to see my July Q&A, you got to become a Patreon backer at the $1 level, or $3 or $5 or $10. $10 patrons are going to be able to vote on what I build next, because I'm almost done with this kit, really. I think we might finish it tonight, but if we don't finish it tonight, we'll definitely finish at the beginning of Saturday, so I need to know what I'm building next, and my $10 patrons are going to decide that. So that's a reason to get $10 Patreon over there. There are other ways to support what I do. Let's see. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear, and jumping into my YouTube is a way to support me there, because you could become a subscriber. You could join over there. Subscribing is free. Joining costs you $2 a month. We will get back to building soon, folks. If you're like, I'm not here for this, it doesn't take long. Please let me do my ad reads and we'll get back to building. Those are monthly ways to support me. What about a one-time donation? You could do that. You could just be like, hey, Pat, here's a couple dollars. Buy a model kit. Put this towards a model kit. Because everything I build from, anything I receive, I should say, from direct donations, from YouTube, which also includes AdSense, so watching my YouTube videos does help me, if you don't have ad blocker on, Patreon, and also Twitch subs, all of that goes into me buying model kits. I take that money, I buy model kits. Sometimes people buy stuff off my Amazon wish list. Sometimes I just build a kit. This kit was purchased by me with your generous contributions. I'm able to buy this kit because of that. As I said, my $10 patrons are going to decide what I build next, because right now I have a backlog, but if you want to jump that backlog, you can buy a kit or something off my Amazon wish list. And everything purchased on my Amazon wish list jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I build. I've got Lego sets, inexpensive Lego sets, expensive Lego sets, some smaller little kits like a Pokemon kit, the Gradivar, and a tiny little Star Blazers model kit that would take no time to build, and I like to build that. But some Lego sets that are a little more expensive, model kits that are cheap, model kits that are expensive, like honestly, the Zetus Gundam HG, I might just end up picking up, because right now it's $26, and that's so goddamn cheap for a model kit, for a high grade at this point. More expensive high grades, master grades, and then some gear at the bottom that I would love for you to pick up if you were so inclined, the same way. And again, I shoot a custom video about that for my YouTube, and it jumps the queue, because that's the least I can do if you buy something off my wish list. So take a look at the wish list, see if there's something there. I have a Throne wish list, which is a smaller, more curated list, but it's nice to have an Amazon alternative. It's just nice. And then I also have USA Gundam Store, a link to that Not a wish list there, but if you buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store and then send me a DM on Twitter, I will use that gift card code, and I will buy something from USA Gundam Store. And you can give me a thought on that. You can be like, I not too long ago I bought that Hello Kitty Zaku 2. Because Charzaku 2, because somebody was like, hey, I saw that on your wish list. It's on sale at USA Gundam Store. Here's a gift card code. Perfect. That was great. That's a lot, that's work, but I appreciate it. If you want to support me for free, for $0, just join my Discord. I post build photos. I post stuff that I'm working on. People post stuff that they're working on. I just started doing events on the Discord where I'm going to put the time, and it'll give you the local time of when my stream is. I just started doing that. I think I'm going to keep up with it because I think it's helpful to have. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's annoying because the people that might most likely would look at my Discord already know when I stream. But I don't know. Maybe this will prevent some people from having to go on Twitter, and that sounds awesome. If I can prevent you from having to be there if you don't want to be there. But I don't know. I'm started doing that on my Discord. Okay. A couple video links, and then we'll get back to building. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I have a new one coming out on Monday. This is me talking about all the isekai that is out this season, because maybe that's something that's important to you to know about. I actually don't know what my next one's going to be. I think my next episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club is going to be me talking about weird manga premises again, because that last one people liked, so I think I'm going to do that again. I don't know. I kind of want to wait a little longer to give my hey, here are the shows this season to check out, because they could turn, you know what I mean? So I think I want to give myself a little more time before I do that. That way I don't have 3 Pat Bear's Anime Clubs in a row that are about this new season. My preview of the season, and then all the isekai out, which is this one. I kind of want to give a buffer before I would do hey, this is what to watch this season. Anyway, check out this video called Do You Remembaer, my weekly series where I take a look at an article on Wikipedia, and then I try to remember everything I can from it. And this one is all about the voice actor extraordinaire, Peter Cullen. It's Optimus Prime's voice actor. There's not a lot of personal information about Peter Cullen out there. I'm just talking about his role as a voice actor and the ones I didn't know about. He was Monterey Jack in Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, and I didn't know that. I just learned that from Wikipedia. I had no idea that Peter Cullen was Monterey Jack, and that rules. I just had no clue, and I think that's awesome. So yeah, I never knew that Peter Cullen was part of the Disney Afternoon, and that's great. All right, I'm going to talk about some anime. I'm going to continue to work on this model kit, put armor on this kit. But before we do that, you know what time it is. It's time for me to drink a little water and dramatically transition back to our build right now. A dramatic transition. All right. One quick second. This thing is flashing at me. Let's check that. What's that? Oh, yeah, that's just... Some people seem to like a tweet of mine today, which is fun. Got a fairly okay response to. What about a ghost hunting show where I go into haunted places and I don't find any ghosts, but I just talk to people and find out about their homes and neighborhoods? Oh no, am I just lonely? I saw that Bear and Breakfast is out now. Ooh, Lord Crashin, thanks for letting me know. I did not know that Bear and Breakfast is out. I'll have to take a look at that. That's on my wish list, but I haven't looked at Steam much today, so I will investigate that later. Paste that over there. That is good to know. Thank you for that. Look, I'm doing okay. Actually, I would want to say this nonsense as we get back to building here. So somebody I know in my personal life was like, hey, are you okay? Because they saw that I was letting my beard grow in. And for some people, that is a sign of, oh, I'm not doing well. because you just start letting yourself go. So that is often a sign of like, hey, is everything okay? For me, everything is fine. That's actually a good thing if I let my beard grow, because it means that I am not putting off things. Because usually, it means that I'm busy, but like going about my thing, doing my thing. It's when I'm like regularly shaving all the time. That means that I'm like, let me just go and shave. Let me just get out of this room, get away from this computer, and do that. So I don't have anything like that I'm like super worried about. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm chill. I am going to shave because it is so hot and I am sweating and sweat gets in this and that's not good. So I will trim this down and trim the Van Dyke, certainly. But I am not in a bad mental state. This is not an indication of a bad mental state. So don't worry about that. Because I did have somebody be like, hey, are you all right? And so just want to let you all know I'm good. Anyway, let's talk about anime, a thing that does not bring me down. I am still one episode behind on Call of the Night and the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. It's like I'm watching it, it's like I don't have a subscription. I'm watching it a week later for free with ads. That's just because there was that 1 week a couple weeks ago where I didn't have time to watch them because both these shows come out on Thursday. So I'm a week behind. At some point, I'll get caught up. I'll probably do like, I'm still a week behind on another show because they put out 2 episodes at first, and then I was wondering if they were going to take a week off. But I'll get caught up on that at some point, my isekai life. So yeah, maybe next week I'll do like 2 Call of the Nights, and the week after I'll do like 2 the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. But anyway, here's me a week late. Call of the Night, as a reminder, if you have forgotten about this particular program and you're like, Pat, I do not remember what Call of the Night is. It's about a kid that's feeling this dude, Yamori, that is just like kind of going through the motions, and like a girl asked him out and made everything weird, and he doesn't necessarily know where he belongs, and school doesn't seem to make sense for him, and he's like a teen boy going through shit. It's just unfortunate that the adult in his life that is kind of like helping him out with this is a fucking vampire that is interested in his blood. So that's not great. It's not the greatest thing that's ever happened, that he is getting guidance from a fucking vampire. That's not awesome. All right, how do these fit in? It's gonna go like that. Oh yeah, it slides in like that. Got it. All right, just goes in there. Great. That was annoying to put on, but we did it. We got to do the same thing on this side. The last episode, there was a girl. We now know her name is Akira. And Akira was showed up, and she was just like, hey. So Akira is a friend, like a recent friend that Yamori made. And he's kind of like brushed her off because he's going through some stuff, right? He's an angsty teen that is also hanging out with a vampire. Oop, I forgot to put this sticker on. He's an angsty teen, and he's like figuring out how beautiful the night is and figuring out what it means to be bitten by a vampire. And is this a romantic gesture or not? What's going on with this? And like, is she going to make him a vampire? Does he actually want that? All this stuff. He doesn't have time to deal with his like friend who is a girl. And then Nazuna is like, hey, you took off and you went to meet some other girl. And he's like, wait, are you jealous about this? What's going on? And then like she's teasing him in front of Yamori, and it's just like, and then Nazuna's like, don't worry about this. Like, if you like this guy, you don't have to worry. It's only physical. I just want to bite him. And I just want his blood. Which is like, hey, this vampire is very casual about telling people she's a fucking vampire. Like, Nazuna getting involved with this teenager is certainly not cool. But it definitely, like, so, like, her telling people she's a vampire is certainly, like, not like the worst thing she's done, but it is weird. from a like perspective of like protecting yourself, it's very strange that she's just like, yeah, don't worry about it. I don't love this dude. I just want to bite him for blood. It's strange. Yomori is just like, I'm just not. Yeah, it's fine. This is just something we're doing, because I'm just dissatisfied with stuff. And she's just like, yeah, all right, well, I guess I'm not mad about this, but like, you should come back to school with me because school is better when you're there. And then there's like more conflict because, our vampire girl says that she's fine with all this shit, but she's definitely not. I'm not even going to finish that. You know how people are. She's not, she's bothered by all this stuff. She's bothered by this, like, this friend who is a girl situation. And then Yomori is like, hey, look, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you about her. I'm sorry I went off and to meet with her and to tell you who she was and all this stuff. Like, this is some stuff that it's tough for me to deal with. And then she like, the episode ends with Nazuna, our vampire, sucking the blood out of the wound on our boy's mouth, Yomori's mouth, which is that a kiss, or is that just a vampire doing her vampire things, or is it both? We won't know until the next episode, which is a lot. There's just a lot going on. So yeah, this show continues to look. Some of it feels very trite, and so I am not here to tell you that this is a amazing, incredible, never before seen show that is like really pushing the boundaries of anything, because I don't believe that to be true. But I will tell you that it looks goddamn gorgeous. Please. Google image search, look up Call of the Night, and you might have to say anime so you don't get the manga. Manga looks good too, but this anime is goddamn gorgeous, and I think you will like the look of it. The purples and blues are particularly beautiful. It really gets the mystical, like euphoric night vibes. It's got good night vibes. So I would recommend it, even if the story is like sometimes like, what are we doing now? What the fuck? Why does this girl keep talking about being a vampire to everybody? What's happening? It's still fucking good. Now, if you want, I knew that the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting was gonna get, like, episode 2, it got real. When you are dealing with a girl that is a precocious girl, and her bodyguard is like / caretaker is a Yakuza member, and something happened to her mom, we found out she was hit by a car and is in a coma for many years. I knew going into it, this show is going to have several very special episodes. It's not just going to be like a cheery thing where, this guy who always results to violence is suddenly going to be a good dude. So part of this kit is we're building a new head. We're going to take this head off and put a different head on there. And I like that very much. That we're just replacing this head. We're taking this head off. We already took that off. And we're building a new head, which I just think is cool. So we'll do that now. So yeah, Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. In the last episode, we found out all about our girl's mom, Yaika's mom, who has been in the hospital, and Yaika doesn't want to visit her because she's like scared about it, and her mom never gets better, and why doesn't her mom wake up? To which she's told by our dude Kirishima, your mom is fighting in her dreams. She's fighting God because she doesn't want to go. So why don't would it be okay to go with your dad and support her and tell her she's doing a great job and to keep fighting, which is a lot for a little girl, but support it. And we're starting to see like Kirishima, this dude who's like the devil of it, or the demon, who is like really enjoyed his place in the Yakuza as an enforcer that like fucks people up. He's really enjoyed that part of his job and life. Start to like look forward to like the young lady like falls asleep waiting up for him. And he's just like, what? Somebody waiting for me? Oh, I don't know. It's nice. So, they go to the hospital. Yaika apologizes to Miyuki, her mom, for not visiting her and hopes she can wake up. And she drew this picture of everyone, like her family, like Miyuki's sister, who raised her for a while, the dad, who is the Yakuza boss, and also in that photo, drawing, Kirishima, which is really nice because it's like, yeah, this is the dude that's like looking after me and looking out for me, and that's just real nice. I like that. All right, we're building our shoulders right now because the arms don't really have much extra armor. It's shoulder armor, so we got to build some shoulder armor. Let's see. The dad apologizes for being a bad father without her to his wife, who was in the coma, if you remember. Which is like, that's harsh, but and then the hospital, Kirishima's like, hey, it's Toshiro. I know Toshiro. That's a former Yakuza member who quit once he became a parent and was just like, yeah, I'm out. And they're just like, oh, I like that guy. And he's got a 6-year-old son who instantly is just like, this Yaika girl's pretty cute. Like, at 6 years old, he's just immediately like, that girl's great. And then they're like, look, we're not mad that that you left. And then Tochiro's like, we'll come visit. And then this is a big revelation. A big revelation happens in here that like I didn't necessarily see coming, and I really like, which is just that like, okay, 18, 17, 18. We find out that this dude that left was the guy that trained our main badass, Kirishima. And so like he's just like kind of following the path of helping to raise a young lady because his mentor left to go raise his kid. And it was just being like, oh, cool. That's just fun. And then now we get introduced to the best character in the show, which is, of course, a cat, which is given a Yumu is the name, is a... Oh, no, Ayumu is the name of the girl that was taking care of this cat. And then they're like, all right, we're going to raise this kitten. We're going to adopt this kitten. Yaika wants to adopt this kitten. And, of course, the kitten makes a lot of trouble. There's an accident where the cat is, like, hiding and, like, a very valuable antique breaks. And then Yaika holds the cat and is just like, I want to apologize. Like, I'm sorry for what happened. They didn't mean it. This is what happened. And, like, talks, like, for the cat. And it's very fucking cute. It's a very cute scene. And there's just, like, a little moment where he, like, recognizes, like, behavior of his daughter as behavior that his wife had. And it's just, like, a really lovely little moment where he's just like, oh yeah, you're acting like your mom. It was very fun. Okay, and then we've got the tease of like, something weird's gonna happen. There has been the hints of like a weird dude from another Yakuza family who has been like spying on our guy, And now we come to find out that he is not too pleased that the guy that, that Kirishima has been taking care of a child and not getting out there and changed a little bit and not getting out there busting heads. And apparently he's going to do something about it. And that's not good. Also, he's got real creeper vibes. And I don't like this guy. He's in the opening song. And I was like, uh-oh, this guy seems like bad news. Like he is, like, Kirishima loves violence, but this guy might love violence, if you get what I'm saying. And so, hopefully, this show doesn't take a turn for the worse. And it is just like he just shows up and, like, changes who he is or something. Changes his vibes. I don't know. But I'm hoping this doesn't have, like, a dark element to it suddenly out of nowhere. It's already got a sad element, but it's like, it's positive sad. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if you know what I mean. But like there's some stuff going on, but they're working through those things. If that makes sense. Whereas I just don't want it to be like, and then the girl gets kidnapped and everyone's fucking freaked out. I don't want that. I can't find where this slots in, but it slots in like here. Sorry. There's a spot for this piece to fit, and I don't know where it goes. Polanonico. Yes, Polanonico, indeed. Yes, I am hoping this show does not ever put a child in peril, because that would be great if they didn't do that. If they didn't have a special episode where it seems like the child in the show might die. I'm going to peel the sticker back because I can't find where the slot is that this is supposed to. There it is. Okay, there's a slot. All right, let me put the sticker back on. There we go. Now that I found the slot, theoretically, I could put the rest of the face on. There we go. There it goes. There's the new face. So yeah, that's the anime that I'm watching. She gets to fight God herself. Yeah. Jesus. Fucking power of friendship to bring her back to life. God damn it. Nonsense. Persona 4. What the fuck? Put that child in peril. Get the fuck out of here. Persona 4. What were you thinking, Persona 4? Nobody wants or needs that. Persona 4. I gotta put stickers on this. 18 and 17. All right. So we talked a little bit about video games, but let me ask you folks, what are you playing right now? I told you about me that I'm still doing very bad in I'm still doing very, very bad in Hearthstone. Had some very bad games in Hearthstone, but in general, I'm doing all right in all the other games. But that one is just the one that I'm struggling with. But what else? What are you playing right now? What's out there that you're like, this is my game, this is the thing that I'm doing, or or if you're watching anything, if you're like super into a thing and you want to tell me about that, I'll be happy to hear that as well. I like hearing from you about what you're into. And again, Multiverse. At some point, I am going to stop winning games of Multiverse and just consistently lose in Multiverse, and it will be less fun than it is right now. But right now, it's pretty fucking fun, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm probably going to keep playing Multiverse this weekend. And I might try the 2-on-2, and I'll tell you about it on Saturday if that happens. Why can't I get these pieces together? There it is. All right, I got to put some stickers on here, and then we'll be ready to put the shoulders on, the new shoulders. Let's see. Ghost Valve is still Deep Rock Galactic mining. Hell yeah, enjoy that. That's a game that I never got into, but I do enjoy watching some people play that. I've had some friends who have really enjoyed that game, so I'm glad you're having fun with it. Let's see. Been watching more One Piece as they escorting this princess. Not a fan of the second intro for the show. I don't remember it, but I'll take your word. Yeah, I just don't remember the intro, but Look, there's a lot of music for One Piece, and some of it fucking rules, and some of their themes were not the best. But I understand. Jumped into playing the new Expedition and No Man's Sky. Oh yeah, there's new No Man's Sky stuff. That's cool. One other video game that I have played very little of, but I'll play more of. That isn't new to me, but there's a new area in Hitman 3, and again, I don't stream Hitman 3 because I respect myself and my time. But I do play it. It is a leisure game for me in bits and spurts. But I have enjoyed what I've played of this new area. And it's pretty fun. And I'll be playing more of that this weekend. But yeah, it's going good. Got Evangelion's skin from Revenant last night in Apex. Getting closer to finishing this battle pass before the season ends. Hell yeah, Lastbrook, get that battle pass done. You got this. Haven't been playing as much Live Alive as I would like. That you haven't played as much Live Alive as you would live alike? Is that what you were trying to say? That's my Seth Rollins laugh. But yeah, I understand. Sometimes you just don't have the time for the games that you would like to have. But yeah, I'm enjoying Hitman 3. That is a game that I still very much enjoy. I'm still very bad at it. Sometimes things just go up. I try to do cool shit, and I end up just doing like, oh, I'll throw this fire extinguisher, and when they get close, I'll shoot the fire extinguisher and it'll explode, and then it'll be an explosive kill, which is an accidental. And then like people will not only see me throw they'll see me throw and get suspicious the extinguisher, and then I'll think I'll be all secretive and no one's gonna see me shoot this thing, and then inevitably somebody that I couldn't see for some reason had a direct sight line to me and saw me blow up that thing, and it's just like no, it's that guy. And also that explosion somehow didn't kill my target. I've never been good at it. I don't know if I ever will be good at it, but I do very much still like Hitman, and I think Hitman 3 is a fun sandbox for nonsense. So I'm enjoying this new location in it. There it goes. I've been enjoying the tri-tip nozzle in Power Wash Simulator. Yes, the final thing you can purchase in Power Wash Simulator is pretty good. Got through the stunt plane fast enough to get the text to be backed up for a bit. Oh, wow. Yeah, I could see that really cutting through some early stuff. Or mid-game stuff. I kind of want to fire up the SNES version Live Alive, because the section I'm currently playing, the Caveman section, is, and it's all I played without text boxes of pictures of things and a lot of character animations to convey things, and I want to know how well that worked in 16-bit. Oh, okay. So yeah, so a lot of it's conveyed via a mechanic, or that like modern stuff that you're like, I wonder how this looked much more limited. I understand. Now I get that. It took me a second to understand what you meant there, Lashbrook, but now I do. All right, I got to get this shoulder piece on. It does not want to get on, maybe because I didn't fully trim this part. So we are going to finish this kit tonight, it looks like, because all we have left is the big, the gun attachments to this gun. Because I'm not going to do the like weird third phase of this kit, that like the weird storage version of it. I'm just not going to build that. I just don't really want to. So I am going to call it quits once we build the big version of the gun. So that we can do the two versions of this kit. I have built this as the core, and then, here's with the extra armor. But I still need to get this part to just fucking slide into place. It should be really easy to do. There it is. Because say this is a face-off kit. I mean, it is a replacement head kit, which is weird, because this head, with its very cool purple clear, you do replace for the armor. So it is a head off. So yes, you're close to yes. All right, so we got to take Oh, it's not this gun. It's actually a completely different gun? Oh. I thought it was a new gun. It's not. It is just a different gun that fits over the old gun. Okay. I get that now. All right. Um it slots into this gun. Okay, so it is building off of the old gun. All right, that's fun. I like that. This weapon does look cool as hell, so we're going to build it. E4 and 5. And this will be the end of this kit. And we'll go till this is built, which shouldn't take 15 minutes, but might. Would you like there to be a Nick Cage Gunpla at some point? I don't like a figure model kit like the Dragon Ball kits that we've built, but it's Nick Cage. I guess. I haven't thought of that. I don't know if I want Gunpla. I don't know if I want action figure model kits of real people. Actually, I know I don't want that. I legitimately don't want that to be a thing. Yeah, okay, so great. I can tell you. I have done the thought experiment on that. And the truth is, I don't want that. I think that would be bad and weird. So I guess I'm good with that particular idea. It's maybe an interesting thought experiment, but the conclusion I came to, maybe too fast, maybe I didn't give it enough thought, but the conclusion I came to is I'm good on real people model kits. I do want to build more figure eyes kits because I do love a good figure eyes kit. I've had so much fun with some of those. The Digimon we just built, that was really cute and fun. Shout outs to CJ for picking up that off my Amazon wish list. I really didn't know exactly what that was going to be, and I had a fucking great time putting that kit together. So, kudos. All right, then we got to put this on here. All right, yeah. All right, and then this, we're just going to take the gun off here, and then this goes in like this. Oh, that goes in like that. And then can put that like that. Ooh, that's fun. I do like this like weird arm accessory thing on here. I think that looks neat. All right, let's panel line this real quick, and then we'll be done with this cool gun. Let's get that done. How about Nick Cage's Superman? Oh, so the Superman Nick Cage. Yeah, all right. That might be more aligned with it, like that kind of a thing. That way it is Nick Cage, but it's Nick Cage's Superman. Yeah, I might be more down for that than just like the Nick Cage action figure model kit. That might be too far, so that might be more reasonable, I guess. I don't know. Because, yeah, all the action figure model kits I've made have been just like anime characters. They haven't been like actors doing a thing. So that might be crossing a line. A weird figurative line. It doesn't really matter, but for me, for some reason, is really hitting me in a weird way. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm definitely going to have to run a poll for my $10 patrons. Look for that tomorrow, $10 patrons. Some of whom don't watch the videos that often. Only a couple of whom actually vote. 1 to 2 of you vote, which I appreciate. And occasionally I break a tie. But I'm going to have to put a poll up because I'm done with this kit once I finish this weapon here. That'll be the end of this build. I thought we would end during Saturday stream. I didn't think we'd finish it all tonight, but we did, which is cool. And now we will... Oh, yeah, we can also make this... There's a way to open this up, which I want to do because I think that looks cooler. Yeah, that does look cooler. All right, then we'll just erase our big weapon here. Erase the panel lines on there, and then we have to put this hand back. We're going to put the beam on the other hand because the gun is best used on this way here. That is cooler. Hell yeah. I think that is a cool looking weapon. I like the I like all of the like weird pattern things of like very tech. This is very like digital, if you know what I mean. I found out about the $300 Lazane gun figure yesterday, and I want it so bad. And Lashbrook did include a link as a VIP. I mean, that is, yes, that is the Gurren Lagann, the Mind thing. That kit is unbelievably beautiful looking. It is, it's a pre-order. It's coming out in September, and Big Bad Toy Store is like $30 non-refundable down payment required. But it is goddamn gorgeous. Hit that link if you haven't. It's in the chat there. And it comes with the damn throne and looks so goddamn good. Does it come with like, oh yeah, no, okay, just like a different base as well. I mean, it's gorgeous looking, but Last Bricks is like the Lego Atari 2600. I have seen that, Lord Crashington. I mean, I have played a 2600, but yeah, it doesn't hold as much significance, I think, as an NES to me. All right, whoops. I put one of these feet on back. Hey, nobody told me I put one of these feet on backwards. How dare you? How dare you not tell me that I put a foot on backwards? You didn't see. It's fine. It's fine. All right, let's get this lined up. I got to take a photo of this thing before we wrap things up here. I want to see if this can stand up. Yeah, I can stand up. Good. All right, let me get a photo of this. Again, I'm not doing the like third like storage mode thing. So maybe I'll just do the overhead. Yeah, this overhead's going to be fine. Kind of want to show off the cool gun. So we'll see. Sorry, I stopped talking there. I got focused on taking a photo of this model kit, and I just stopped talking and doing anything, which isn't great for a stream, for me to just be like, and now, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I will just not do anything or say anything. That's bad. Allows the Gundam to pivot more quickly. Yes. Yeah, if one leg is going the other way, you really pivot. This is a fun build. I love these goddamn colors. I don't like the stickers here on the skirt. I think the stickers on the skirt and the shoulders are bad because they just look like goddamn stickers, whereas some stickers don't always look like that. They look like they can blend. But I love this blue and purple and like really dark blue as well. The laser sword hand is great. The gun has a fucking cool style to it. Yeah, this thing is great. I'm contemplating putting this on display. Looks more purple than in the screenshot. Yeah, the screenshot is way more blue, but the screenshot doesn't have like the sword, which adds a lot of purple to it. And I don't think the screenshot has like all the stickers on it, or it does, but it just I think that like, you know, I do think that maybe you can see it more like in this shot. This thing is pretty damn blue. But yeah, I could see why you might think it's a little more bluish purple. But yeah, this thing is pretty blue. My overhead lighting is a little like washed out, rather than the screenshot stuff. Yes, I think the overhead lighting, this overhead lighting to brighten everything up does affect the colors a little bit. And I can, something I can do for Saturday, friends, is I can white balance again, because I don't think I white balanced this overhead camera once I added this light that's right here. I think I need to white balance once more, and I will do that. That is the thing that has been on my list, and I have not. But that is going to wrap up the stream. Thank you all so much for being here. Saturday, brand new kit. I don't know what it's going to be. I think I know what my $10 patrons are going to vote for. I assume they're going to vote for the Heavy Arms Endless Waltz Master Grade. That it was my white whale, but they could also vote for one of the other kits that isn't that kit to make it so it takes longer for me to build that kit. They could do that. I don't know. I would hope that they will vote for the kit that I have wanted to build since the 90s, since Endless Waltz came out. I've wanted to build that in master grade form. I built it in high grade. I've built it in high grade. But that's the kit I definitely want to build soon. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream. So please, I hope you will come along on this raid as we go to hang out with somebody in the wide world of the internet that is doing cool shit that we want to go and support. So I will hope you will come hang out as we go find somebody doing some cool shit. Again, Saturday stream, brand new kit. All right. I don't know what Ra Ra is doing right now. Is she? Let's find out. Is Ra Ra working on the album? She's just goofing around. She is working on an album. So we are gonna go raid my friend Ra Ra, who has been up for many hours like a nightmare person. She's working on music, and we're gonna hear some weird tunes because Ra Ra rules. And I want to support my friend, and that's the stream I'm going to be watching anyway. So we might as well go in there. So feel free to come along on this raid. Come back on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern as I have a good, silly time building a brand new model kit, talking about anime, I'm doing yard work tomorrow that I don't want to do. And so I'll probably complain about that. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great night. I'll see you in the future. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.